911, what is your emergency?
When you dial 911, seconds count, and many emergency dispatchers take quick action to save lives. But some local dispatchers have been caught falling asleep or goofing off on the job.
In fact, one wasn't even showing up for work and was still getting paid with your tax dollars. News 4's Jaie Avila uncovers a dubious pattern of dispatcher misconduct in tonight's troubleshooter investigation.
And I'll never see her again, ever. And what bothers me, is the idea that how she died and suffered and did what they did to her.
Elizabeth Bermea's haunting screams pierced the darkness early one morning in January 2012. The 45-year-old woman fought for her life with an attacker who sexually assaulted, then beat her to death on San Antonio's west side. Bermea's family has struggled to accept her violent death, as well as the revelation that a 911 call from someone who heard her screams might have saved her life.
And even when the call came out that they heard a woman, shouting for help, is what I was told. And I do believe that they would have found her because, they would have kind of, circled that area.
Except there was a mistake. Police were sent to the wrong address due to a mix-up between the person who took the 911 call and the dispatcher who radioed the officers.
It was a miscommunication, a verbal miscommunication on the phone.
Police Chief William McManus acknowledged the mistake almost immediately after Bermea's death. But documents obtained by the News 4 troubleshooters reveal a number of other incidents that raise questions about the conduct of SAPD dispatchers. There's the case of dispatcher Raul Cuellar, suspended twice last year for falling asleep while on duty. Your failure to be alert places officers and citizens in danger, read the disciplinary report. Dispatcher Maricela Schmidtka was fired after she suddenly quit dispatching for 7 minutes, right in the middle of an officer-involved shooting on the west side that left a young girl wounded. And one dispatcher took this picture of two other dispatchers posing in a sexually explicit manner with a popsicle while on duty in the dispatch center. It was then texted to others with the caption, "Work sucks." The city wouldn't release the photo, but the troubleshooters obtained it from a different source. The employee who took the photo was suspended. The man and woman in the picture both resigned.
Knowing that they were on duty, what was your response to that picture?
Well, the fact that they were disciplined was the appropriate response to that. There are very, very strict rules and regulations that dispatchers and call takers have to abide by.
There are about 150 dispatchers and call takers who work here at the Emergency Communications Center at Brook City Base. They're not police officers, but rather civilian employees who work under the authority of the Chief of Police. Do the dispatchers have a grasp of how important their job is?
They should. That's certainly conveyed to them when they're hired and throughout their training.
This is one of the people who was supposed to be supervising the dispatchers. His name is Jason Gentry, but he's been under investigation for theft of time, basically leaving early or not showing up at all. Gentry was on administrative leave for more than 2 months while he was being investigated, so you paid his salary while he took most of the summer off. Gentry denies the allegations, but didn't have much to say when we tried talking to him.
Did you falsify records to get paid for time when you weren't working?
No.
What's the explanation there? Where would the city get that idea?
You're going to have to talk to my attorney.
Can you tell me, is it fair that taxpayers have to pay your salary while you're being investigated?
I'm not being investigated anymore.
That's right. Gentry is now back on the job, even though investigators substantiated the allegations against him. Gentry had to reimburse the city for days he didn't show up at work. He received a 2-week unpaid suspension and is no longer a supervisor. Chief McManus told us Gentry was going to be fired, but McManus decided on the lesser punishment.
We reviewed his file. He really didn't have anything in his file. So I reconsidered the termination recommendation.
Is there a supervision problem at the dispatch center?
No. The fact that they are finding people who are not always in compliance with the rules and regulations, writing them up, shows that they're doing their job.
It's a job so critical, any error or inattention can delay the help someone desperately needs. I'm News 4 troubleshooter Jaie Avila.